So 3 months ago, I set up a post saying what's the dumbest Baki theory you can think of. And in this video, not only are we going to go through all these theories, but we're also going to go through my own theory near the end. And the first theory, everything that happens after the first fight Baki has against Yujiro is just a dream. He's been in a coma ever since. Now, it's not my first time reading that one because I did read some of these before. That one is like, it's so deep. Because it's just that it makes everything we've been through over the story like, meaningless. Baki never was a maximum tournament. He never fought Oliva, never fought his father. All these other arcs, all these other stories, it's just gone. It's like, it's nothing. Oh, it was just a dream. Baki was just dreaming because he's been in a coma ever since. That's something I never want to experience in the story. If that ever happened, oh my, I wouldn't see the story the same again. It's just terrible. That would be a terrible moment. What the F is an angel back? Is what I imagined every time I see it mentioned somewhere. So yeah, there's a lot of like, you know, disprovers of the angel back when it came out. Like when people started talking about it a lot. Oh, will Jack get the angel back? Just because that one chapter of him in the church as a child wanting to be the strongest. So people thought that, oh, Jack is a bona fide Christian. He might just get, you know, the opposite of demon back, an angel back, because he's a Christian. Makes sense, doesn't it? Well, I am also on the boat of angel back, but if it doesn't happen, I'm not mad about it. Angel back, please just let that theory die. Yeah, a lot of people that don't like it. On the spots, there's no Hanma daughters because the Hanmas are so masculine that all their X chromosomes gametes die, leaving only Y chromosome gametes. Source, I made it up, which means it's legit because imagination is reality in the Bakiverse. Well, I don't think there's gonna be no Hanma daughters in the future. I mean, after what's been said already, Yujiro spread his seed across the world, so it's gonna have multiple children, multiple siblings of Baki and Jack. We haven't even met yet, so just what Itagaki does with that, I hope he really centers like a story around that at some point and makes it into like a very, very good plot. That would be very interesting in the future. But I'm not gonna go ahead and say there will be no Hanma daughters, even though it would make sense that he'd be too masculine and he'd just be producing males. But it's not impossible, I would say. I wouldn't say it's impossible. And if there was a Hanma daughter, yeah, she would be very strong. And I would also want there to be one. I mean, I want there to be a Hanma daughter so much that I made one as an OC, literally called Pure Hanma. So if that doesn't explain how much I want there to be a female Hanma, then I don't know what else does. Just Itagaki, make a female Hanma, please. Please make a female Hanma daughter of Yujiro or someone, please. Thank you. Baki is actually 100% science-based and can happen in real life if someone has the genetic and training. So this guy, he's basically saying Baki is realistic. If you just put your mind to it, Baki is realistic. Oh, you hear that, everyone? Viewers? If you put your mind to it, you can, you know, climb up skyscrapers with your bare hands. If you put your mind to it, you can leap to the second story of a building with no run up, and with a little leap, you can just leap into the building easily. If you put your mind to it, you can train your muscles hard enough to, you know, deflect bullets. You see what I'm going with here? Apparently all this is science-based according to this theory. No one excretes. The way butts are drawn makes it look physically impossible for any of them to excrete. What? It's gotta be one. That's gotta be one of the dumbest ones. My own is Sukune is gonna ask them to bring back Raiden Tamaeon to train with. Well, buddy, the sumo arc has already ended, so I mean, it's okay. It's all right. That theory pretty much is debunked to not happen. Angel back, full stop. Yujiro's ghost is currently ghostboxing literally the moon and creating new craters. Hold on. Wait, so you're telling me Yujiro... Yeah, because people keep saying Yujiro is on the moon for some reason and that he's projecting his image in the father-son fight. So that thing is not a ghost, it's just his image that he's imagining. So he's on the moon? Why people even say that? What connection does he have with the moon anyway? All this wasn't making sense. And apparently he's shadowboxing or ghostboxing the moon, and then that's what's creating craters or new craters on the moon. Okay, I'm moving on. Okay, I read this one already like a while ago, and this one's pretty good. Every Hanma is only destined to have one child, and Jack is an anomaly, explaining his weakness. Granted, given the lore of the series, it makes absolutely zero sense that we haven't gotten a hint about at a third Hanma sibling yet, but to just go ahead and say God nerfs Yujiro swimmers to make sure he doesn't make too many of himself is just ridiculous. This guy didn't understand. This person, you really didn't understand when I said dumb theory, because this theory is actually, like, honestly, to me it's incredibly valid. Oh my. I mean, I think it will happen. I think they will have another sibling along with Jack and Baki, but it's just that we haven't seen it yet. I'm pretty sure. God nerfing Yujiro swimmers to make sure he doesn't have another son or daughter. No, I don't think that would happen. No, I don't think that would happen. Even like the way they explained it in the Son of Ogre book, when Yujiro got struck by lightning, even it looked like, I think people described it as like God was literally testing Yujiro and just struck him with lightning, and Yujiro just walked through everything casually, smiling like nothing happened. So take that as you will. It even seems like God can't really stop this guy Yujiro. But yeah, in general, this is a top tier theory. It's an A1 theory. It's a stellar theory, honestly. It's not dumb at all. Someone posted that if Baki was a woman, he would have been stronger because of his chromosomes, had to fight off becoming a man, or some dumb thing like that. Okay, I read that one before. I read a post like that before. This guy is like saying it again. That's really good. That's actually really good. If like the post itself said before, is if there was a Hanma female, that she would already be like at birth, she would already have more experience in fighting and be stronger than a Hanma male, because she would have to fight to become a female, while she's like, you know, as a the chromosome. Yeah, as a chromosome, she would have to fight as a chromosome to become a female, to keep being a woman, I mean, and not be a man. So that makes her stronger at birth than any other Hanma male. Which is like, it definitely sounds like Baki logic, something like Baki you'd hear in Baki or see in Baki. So I wouldn't write that as a dumb theory. A few of these theories are actually not even dumb, they're actually pretty good, like very good. And this one's one of the best ones. I actually like this one, and I hope it would happen. So like, honestly, Itagaki should take some notes from these theories here. Musashi never killed Retsu, it was shadowboxing, he will come back. Man, I wish. I really wish, man, just that, like, the way Retsu was, I'm not mad about Retsu dying. I mean, you know, some series have to, you know, kill off characters or fan favorites, you know, to like build depth, because if everyone just stays alive, it's like, I'm not saying like people need to die, but like having death builds up the story and makes you more attached to characters, because you feel like any character could just leave and just not come back. And yeah, that's really powerful. So Musashi never killing Retsu and it being shadowboxing, that would be dumb. Wait, what? Okay, not that it's a dumb theory, I'd say it's pretty funny to me. Lol, the idea that Baki is trans due to his face looking fairly feminine compared to other men in the series. There's a theory saying that he was meant to be born as a girl, but due to the high testosterone in Yujiro's DNA, it altered Baki to be born male. Getting biological here, technically everyone starts off as a girl, and depending on if you're born male depends on the X chromosomes while you are being developed in the womb. Still find it funny and bring it up to my trans friends who know nothing about Baki other than how outlandish it is to see their reaction. Yo, what'd I just read? Baki was meant to be born. I mean, he got most of his feminine looks from his mother, and he does look like more of a tomboy. Like, other than if you don't see his body and you see his head, then he looks like a lot like a girl. And I'll say the idea of them doing that, of Itagaki just making Baki to be looking more feminine, I mean, it's just kind of like, you know, the standard, I guess, to have like an attractive MC, I would say, but also to like tie back into his, like, him looking like his mother, to remind us viewers that he doesn't resemble his father Yujiro as much as his mother is more like, other than his, like, some bits of his personality and like his power and fighting prowess, he's still more in tune with being his mother. So Yujiro's genes haven't fully taken over, I would say, for plot reasons. If plot wasn't involved, then he'd be looking like Yujiro. Oh yeah, anyway, crazy theory. Yujiro is homosexual, and the high testosterone thing is just justification so he can F guys. Okay. That they were all normalish fighters before the series, but they have so much brain damage by this point that they're all mentally... that they're all at the mentality of children, which explains why feats, technique explanations, and the power of imagination gets more and more ridiculous. I use cockroach power to pretend I'm liquid. Now I can move fast. Well, my joints are whipped, so I can punch really fast. Well, now I use Triceratops form. Well, I crush this coal into diamond. I have bite jutsu now. Well, actually, I have bombs in my hands. It makes so much more sense if you think of it as a 5-year-olds on the playground, constantly one-upping each other with new ideas. The crowds just gather to watch a bunch of jacked, mentally handicapped men LARP, roll around on the ground pretending to be superhuman and admire each other's bodies. What in the world? What in the world, man? What in the world, man? That's just... I feel sympathy now. I just feel sympathy for that now. That doesn't seem right. Oh my. Everybody who's strong around Baki's age is a Hanma. There's a theory that Hanayama, Katsumi, and Ryuji? Who's Ryuji? Am I missing someone? Oh, this guy from Scarface. From Hanayama's side story, the manga. I haven't read that yet, so I don't know who that is. His name is like T-Rex. So yeah, T-Rex and are all sons of Yujiro. The later two, because of how strong they are naturally, we don't know their actual fathers. Like how Katsumi could bully an elephant while being a kid, but Yujiro is not his genetic father. Hanayama is more BS one because he looks like his dad, but they say his ridiculous strength is because of Hanma genes. I see where you're going with this, but yeah, we do see Katsumi's dad in like one side manga. We do see Hanayama's dad. How they're just like at a young age extremely superhuman as kids, and that could just, you're saying that could just be tying into Hanma genes and them being Hanmas, and I can't lie, it's funny. Retsu will free himself from the isekai world he's in. So you're saying Retsu will find a way to escape? Wait, as far as I've read, so basically there's a Retsu side manga after his death against Musashi. He got isekai'd, and now he's in a fantasy world. Not really sure what he's doing right now. I guess he's just helping people and exploring the world as a struggler. That's what a term in the show is called, when someone that like in Retsu's position got isekai'd there. And a theory that he'll escape back. How would he come back in the Baki world? How would he? Would like someone need to clone him or something? No, even if he gets cloned, he would not like that. He would hate it because he's too prideful of a warrior. He would say like, "Oh, why'd you clone me? I wanted to die proud. I wanted to die and be left and be happy that I fought with all I could," or something like that. That Baki has the supernatural ability to manifest actual goats and spirits to shadow box against. Theoretically, if he worked harder at it, he'll be able to use them like a stand from JoJo. I already feel like he could already do that if he wanted to. Baki, Yujiro, maybe Sukune, maybe Musashi. All the people that have like imagination, they could maybe just like manifest a version of themselves to fight for them in their place. This one's my own. Judge me if you want, but here we go. The Hanmas, and especially those with demon backs, are not humans. They're created by the earth itself. The reason why was because the earth felt as though either everything on the planet or maybe even the planet itself were in danger. Eventually, when the Hanma grows so strong that the earth once again feels concerned of its safety, they given them a sudden uncontrollable urge to breed. This part is what I use to explain two things. A, what exactly Yujiro so drawn to Emi, and B, why Jack Hanma was so weak. To put it simply, at least in the eyes of the earth, he simply wasn't necessary, as Yujiro wasn't yet at the peak of his strength. Meanwhile, the Yujiro that got with Emi was close, if not the to the peak of his strength. The earth being alive, this one's pretty crazy. This one's pretty crazy. It's just that the earth being alive and having a mind of its own doing all this. Wait, let me read this again. Eventually, when the Hanma grows so strong, the earth once again feels concerned of its safety. They given them a sudden controllable urge to breed, which is part of to explain things. So the earth ties in on this and the earth is trying to protect itself. Okay. Okay. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Or the earth controls Yujiro? Is that what we're trying to say over here? Baki is an unknowingly immortal character. He can still feel pain and trauma. His body isn't affected and nobody ever told him. But that is why his father wants him to get strong. Baki has been targeted since birth unknowingly on purpose. So Yujiro is a good father because he wants his son to be strong on his own and not rely on his given ability at birth. He is immortal in a sense of physically never dying, always something intervening with his death. Situational immortality or plot armor. This explains why he survived Oliva slamming his body 3 stories up. Oh, it was like when he picked up Baki by the leg and just slammed him down, and he made that crater in the prison. Pickle's pile driver from the highest points of the underground arena. Oh yeah, when they jumped up. Baki's ability to adapt against the death row inmates after being nearly killed by all of them. So we have Dorian the grenade, Yanagi the poison. When was this Sikorsky? When does Sikorsky even have a chance? I don't know, but we'll skip him. Doyle, I don't think Baki even met Doyle. And then Spec. Yeah, Spec could have killed him. I'd say most of the prisoners could have killed Baki. And more recently in his fight with his dad, where his dad tried his best to test how well he taught his son with the fancy dinner, teaching manners now that he knew his son was safe from harm. And then in a good fatherly way, they have a fight over something silly. Then he disciplines him. Well, it wasn't over something silly. Like, Baki literally asked his father, why did you, end why'd you end my mother's life? Why? And Yujiro didn't answer, and then Baki proceeded to mock him, not really mock him, but he made him angry, provoked him, I would say, yeah. And then from there it was punishment, and then the fight started. So Baki has situational immortality or plot armor, according to you. Unknowingly immortal, I guess. That could work. That could work. That could work. Kaio Ryu was actually physically stronger than Yujiro, which is why Yujiro had to act so quickly to get rid of him. So like Ryu was really a top tier. He was really like the strongest. Like, and we didn't even know. Wow. That's crazy. That makes a lot of sense. So Yujiro really, he really saved a lot. He really saved everyone with that, honestly. Took down such a big threat. Doyle and Kureha are Yujiro's sons, and Kureha helped Jack with surgery explicitly so that he could take on Yujiro. Doyle is not elaborated on at all in this theory. What? Pickle's dad was a dinosaur. Okay. Both Pickle and Musashi are Hanma. Both Pickle and Musashi are Hanma. Okay. I heard a theory that Kozue doesn't exist and is Baki's delusion. No explanation of how Ollie Jr. or anybody else fits into that dumb idea. What? So Kozue is a figment of Baki's imagination. So Baki had an imaginary girlfriend since the beginning of Grappler Baki. Yikes. There goes PP training. That's all the theories I have just scrolled through. I just picked the interesting ones, the ones that really stand out to me. There could be more. You can check them out yourself. Link in the description. But now we're gonna get onto my own theory, and you can comment if you think it's dumb, if you think it's good, if it really matters. But let's get into it. So my theory now hear me out. You know the noble elder Tokugawa? Yeah. He's the enemy with a god complex, and he orchestrated everything from the start. Now hear me out. Let me say something. Let me say this. Tokugawa. Like, we know him for, being the owner of the underground arena, proprietor of the maximum tournament. He made that whole thing happen. Let's not forget, what he's really made of. This guy loves to see people fight, okay? I wasn't really feeling him, as, anything like a big guy. Like, what am I saying? I wasn't feeling him as anything, like super important. Like he's not like too much of an important character, but he is at the same time. But I really saw him like, put a lot of value into the story when it was during the obviously maximum tournament, and prisoner as well. So, I mean, what am I saying? This guy is like nearly like he's just as important as like other characters. What am I saying? Like, he made the prisoner thing happen. He didn't make it happen, but he literally like put them all together. He made the whole team situation of Baki's team and prisoner team fight it out. He made that happen. He made the maximum happen. He cloned Musashi. He made the sumo tournament. He didn't make it, but it was held in the underground arena. He made the father and son fight happen without the army intervention. I mean, after they were there, but then Tokugawa said that nobody would interrupt anymore, and that the people were evacuated. But that felt like a lie, because people started clouding around them after they went outside because all the fans were there. But anyway, the point is, Tokugawa, he had a lot of power. He has a lot of financial power that he could bring to the table. The biggest one to me is him like funding a cloning facility, bro. He's like, I'm not sure if he's funding it, but he probably is. But he's supporting it. He's supporting the cloning facility. So hear me out. Why he is the enemy with the god complex? He loves fighting so much. He loves not fighting itself. He doesn't want to fight, but he loves like watching it. Like, I can put a panel here of him watching and spectating Dopo versus Keiheya. Him watching that fight. He puts his hand, claps his hands, like he's about to scream. Oh, I something like, I yearn for a wholehearted test of strength or something like that. He's here saying it, and I'm like, this guy really loves fighting. It's like, oh, and also in the father-son arc, remember he was smoking a lot. Yujiro said, "Old man, you gotta stop smoking," and he didn't really care. And he succumbed to his illness, but he woke up in the hospital. But then near the end of the whole arc, he came to declare both Baki and Yujiro as amazing fighters, and Yujiro looked inside him with his X-ray vision and said, "Oh, he healed. The guy actually healed. He's all better now." So you're telling me this guy Tokugawa is able to, his drive and willingness and passion to watch a fight healed his illness. Just his passion alone was enough to heal him. That just, that speaks into consideration. Like, who is this guy Tokugawa? We don't even know too much about him in the past. We don't know like his backstory, or we don't know too much about his backstory, unless other than he comes from a generation of like people he comes from a generation of high-ranking people, basically the Tokugawa clan or something like that. But I feel like even though he's old, he has something to hide. I saw a theory in connection with this one, that he could just like, if he wants to get a brain transfer and transfer his brain to a younger body, or what I'm thinking is that the reason he loves fighting so much is that he's looking at all these people's fighting styles and like what they can do, so he can save it in his brain and then put all these like techniques and styles and what he's seen of everyone's fighting, so he can put all them in a like a younger body. That younger body will have his brain, and then he'll become the ultimate fighter with everything. So he'll be much stronger than Yujiro. That's okay. I'm kind of rambling on, but that's like the whole point of it. So that theory is just me saying Tokugawa is not to be taken lightly, but it's a dumb theory. It's a dumb theory anyway. It shouldn't be anything serious. It's actually, I think that one's one of the dumbest ones, and I just made it up on the spot, honestly. I want to thank you for watching this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you liked it. Here's other videos you would like to watch if you want to continue watching me, and if you enjoy my content. Thank you for watching. The strong is the beautiful.